Oh my goodness, it's almost that time. Welcome back to Of Land and Leaf. I'm Andrea, and I garden in a community garden in Zone 8A, Old 7B, in Georgia. If you've been with me for a while, some things are going to look a little different in the garden. I'll show you momentarily, but I'll show you what my neighbors have going on as well. So I broke down and started building some raised beds. I was kind of against raised beds. I wanted to grow everything in ground, and as you see, they're not very high. They're 6 inches. This one's 6 right here, and that one's 8. And that is because I'm growing in ground. The raised beds are more for separation than anything, and just to help the garden look more aesthetically pleasing. Right now there's a bunch of stuff going on in the garden, so it probably doesn't look great, but it's gonna get there. Trust me, we go through this every year. So to give myself a little bit of a head start, I have done some winter sowing. I have them in this Aldi greenhouse. You'll remember I bought this Aldi greenhouse last year. And I only used it for a short period of time because it got really hot here. Then things start burning up. But I have my onions, some onions in here that I planted just a couple of weeks ago. And then in the jugs, some different herbs and things. Some things are growing and some things are not. But I have like, in this one, it's calendula. It's growing. This one is marshmallow growing. Let's see. This one, what's in here? Oh, stevia. And I see it. You probably can't see it yet, but there's, yeah, you can see it. A little bit of stevia. I really just planted that a couple days ago. So some different herbs. Let me put this up. Hold on. Okay, so some different herbs in here. Nothing has started growing yet. And I can't even read the tag. Let's see. I think that's lettuce in there. So I'm surprised that hasn't started growing. Here, I don't see much activity. So yeah, just a couple days worth of activity, but they're doing okay in here. Unfortunately gonna have to move this because I'm planting some onions in this space today, so I have to figure out how that's gonna go. This kale has been here since October, November. I've harvested off of that plenty of times because I didn't plant anything for winter. That's volunteer, kind of volunteer garlic. I planted it and it didn't come up with the rest of my garlic the year before, so I just left it. When I noticed it started coming up, I was like, I pulled some. I thought it was a weed, and then I smelled my hands and it was garlic, and I was like, oh shoot. So just right along this line is garlic that did not come up, and now I'm getting it the next year, so I'm excited about that. These wine crates that I got off of Facebook Marketplace, this year I'm going to be using them for potatoes. So they're there for now. That's not going to be their permanent spot. This will be where I grow my corn. I know this looks like a lot of junk right now again, but I've actually reorganized this corner so that it can be a workstation. And then I'm going to today, my job today is to finish these beds right here. Just weed, cover, and lay the beds. And I'm using the little inexpensive DIY wood planks and bricks to build my beds. I didn't bring my tripod, so I won't capture a lot of this, but all I'm really doing is loosening up the soil, getting some of the larger weeds out. I'm gonna hand pick them, get these larger weeds out so that I can lay the weed barrier on top of it, and I'll be gardening through the weed barrier. So I'm going to be making holes in the weed barrier. because I did not want to plant really high beds. So they're only 6 inches, and then some of them are 8 inches. And eventually I might go ahead and add another one to make it 12 inches, but not this year. I wanted to do this as inexpensive as possible this year. So I got this little garden kneeler off of Facebook Marketplace. You guys know I love Facebook Marketplace. And it did come with the little envelopes that you can put on the side with your garden tools, right? So I can use this to try to save my knees and my back. It was only $15 on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, it is 5 o'clock. Sun is going down. I wanted to show you what I was able to accomplish. So I did plant out one of the beds, the second bed here, with my red onions. I'm trying them in a slightly raised bed for the first time because I grew them for the first time last year and had a lot of success growing them in ground. So I also, let me come on in here. I also do have an in-ground patch right here, but I had so many onions that it was okay to experiment a bit. I actually have some that I'm giving to my garden friend because I have so many and there's no way I'll eat this many red onions. So I got this done, got these planted. I don't know if you remember earlier in the video, this was not done, so I finished this raised bed here, just the infrastructure. I'm gonna go in and do my cardboard and my layering and everything. And then I got a little bit of weed barrier down here. They actually did 2 rows of it. So I had to pull all of this up, take it out, put the weed barrier down, staple it down, put this back into the garden. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And then I just tried to make things look a little bit neater, but you know, they're not gonna be super neat right now. And then didn't do much here. I kept this open so this could get some air, but I'm gonna close it because we're gonna get a lot of cold temperatures tomorrow. It's gonna rain all weekend, and these really don't need any more water because I left them out for a couple of days while it was raining. So I don't want them to get, I don't want the seeds to like drown. The onions in the grow bags probably could take a little more water, but I'm gonna leave them in here for now. So getting the garden ready. See you next time.